club, and you should too.
So, just randomly decided to come to Cedar Point today and just have an awesome time. So I just got into the park and we're literally gonna go cruise around, and I'm gonna go ride some Gatekeeper, ride some Von Roll, ride some all kinds of craziness, run into interesting people like my friend Chris here and her little one. They're wandering around, but it's a Cedar Point day, so you know it's gonna be quite amazing in its own way. So let's get on with it. Found my way over to the boardwalk. The awesomeness that is over there. We're gonna go check out the Wild Mouse too at one point. But first, all about the craziness that is the Gatekeeper. So let's go keep the gates. Front row ride on Gatekeeper. Let's get Gatekeepered with it as they go first. So like any good ride, it ends in the gift shop. I mean, you can't ever go wrong with an awesome time on Gatekeeper. I really do feel like this is one of my favorite wing coasters because this was one of the best rides I've ever had on here. It was so smooth and just so fun, and the keyholes, and then like right on the lake, like beautiful scenery, and just an awesome ride from start to finish. I mean, can't go wrong with a ride on Gatekeeper. Well, we're gonna go cruise around a little bit more, and I think we're gonna go take the Von Roll over down to the other side of the Midway, and then from there, who knows, it's a Cedar Point day. So here we go. Let's go ride the Cedar Point Sky Ride on that awesome Von Roll. Let's head on in. Well, that was super fun. Sky Ride takes you to the other side of the park so you can go venture around and go see what's next. But I'm feeling like getting something kind of scrumptious because it's like lunchtime, so let's go get something yummy. So I found my way over to the farmhouse. This whole area is all brand new since last time I've been here, so kind of looking forward to seeing what's inside. So let's go grab something scrumptious and let's head on in. So here's all the random goodness that they have on here. Kind of a different mix of stuff. So let's see what else they have too. All those awesome side choices. And of course the drinks. But let's find something good. We'll dig around. Cutting it all up. Love that. Steak and all kinds of random goodness all the way down. So I totally went with some of that steak. Came with some steak sauce. Looks super good, smells super good, and these Brussels sprouts look amazingly good in so many ways too. So stoked on that. It also came with a biscuit as well. I mean, overall, you can't really go wrong when you find scrumptiousness in the park. And don't forget to bring your member cups so you get those free refills. Let's dig on in. Well, that was actually super good. The steak was really good. Had like a sauce that came with it. It almost tastes like they made it themselves. Like it's almost like a mix between like A1 and like barbecue in its own way. So it was actually really, really good. And then the Brussels sprouts, super scrumptious to go with that as well. I mean, you can never go wrong with those either. No matter whatever way you cook them, fry them, you know, throw a little bit of salt on it, some black pepper. Literally what it tasted like with a mix of garlic. Definitely very good. So if you find yourself back here in the back of the park, you know, definitely come check it out. Oh yeah, it's time for a ride on the Gemini. So happy about this because I don't remember the last time I actually rode it was. So let's head on in and deal with the Gemini. Oh wait, deal with the Scorpio, deal with the Sagittarius, deal with the Pisces.
Leo.
Oh wait, a Leo. We're headed on in. Oh, so they have like the smallest exit queue ever. It's like you can bump on each side trying to get out of here, out of the Gemini. Totally loved myself a ride on Gemini. It was so good. It's been so long since I've gotten to ride that too. Like, you can't go wrong with an Aero hybrid, whether it's one of the two I've ridden on, Gemini or Excalibur. It's a little bit different because this one races. I mean, it's the only racing coaster in the park, so hey, might as well get your race on it's CP day, right? Well, we're gonna cruise around a little bit more and go have something more fun to do because, I don't know, try to have fun. Wait, I just did have fun. I got to ride the awesomeness that was Gemini and we lost, so that wasn't fun. But it was still fun. The awesomeness that is Top Thrill 2. I'm not gonna lie, like, I feel very, very bad for the park about this whole situation that's gone on with this, because they really, really don't deserve it. And they put so much awesome work into this, and for it just to sit dormant, like, kind of sucks. Not only for the guests, but for the park too. So hopefully things pan themselves out and the awesomeness that is Top Thrill 2 returns sooner than later. But we are gonna continue cruising and gonna go ride something else. So I'll see you when we get there. And it is totally all about Iron Dragon. So let's head on in and hang out with the Iron Dragon. Iron Dragon is always a good time. I really do love like the aero suspended coasters. Like I really wish they would have built more of them because they're just a good time. I mean, they're not intense, they're just fun and just chill in their own way. But we're gonna head over to probably the worst coaster in the park, Rougarou. I'm not a fan of it, but that's okay. Gotta ride it anyway just because. So hit you back when I get there. Rougarou! I'm not happy to see you. Well, Rougarou, still not a fan of it, but I mean, it is what it is. I just not really like it. I don't know. I don't like the layout of it. Not my favorite ride in the park, so we'll just leave it at that. And we're off to go have some more fun on our Secret Point day because why not? It just sounds like a good time that way. I know I've been saying that all day, but I really do love it here. It's definitely one of my favorite parks out here for sure. And it feels like awesome to be back because it's been 3 years since I've been here, so kind of stoked to have that much more fun. Just like that, I found my way over to Raptor. Let's go hang out with the Raptor. So, I'm not the biggest fan of that ride either. I don't know. I just don't think it's as good as Banshee, Talon, Silver Bullet, the Batman clone in St. Louis. There's just so many other B&M inverts that I liked before, all that. Montu, especially as well. Can't forget about Montu. So, it was still cool, but you know, just a good time to ride it. But I'm gonna go ride Valraven because that one's been a hot minute too since I've ridden that as well. So let's cruise over and go hang out with the other bird in the park. Oh wait, there's more than one too. Oh yeah, it's Valraven time. Let's go dive it, dive it, dive. Valraven's a good time. It's a good dive coaster for what it is. I mean, I do enjoy my rides on Valraven, very much so. Always have, always will. It's not my favorite dive coaster, but definitely is an awesome one in its own way. So I'm gonna continue cruising around the park today, and I think I wanna make it to the back and go ride some Vengeance, because I wanna go ride some Vengeance. That just sounds really good right now. So I'll hit you back when I get to Frontier Town. So I decided to come over here to the boardwalk first and ride that awesome Wild Mouse. I'll hit up Vengeance later, but I haven't been in this area of the park, so wanted to see how it transformed over here. So let's go jump on the Wild Mouse and have a spinning good time. I really do feel like this whole area is a breath of fresh air over here. Congrats, Cedar Point. You guys did a good job on this. I'm looking forward to getting on the Wild Mouse now. And it is Wild Mouse time. Let's head on in and hang out with the mice. Hey, usually say that when I ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, but these mice are wild. So that was a one and done for me. Literally, like, it spun around so much, it kind of like threw my back into the back of it. Kind of hurt a little bit. Like, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of like spinning coasters, unless it's Guardians, but that's a different story. But I don't know, I didn't really enjoy it too much. I mean, I think it's a cool addition to the boardwalk, but just not totally my thing. But it was still fun in its own crazy way. Well, I'm gonna cruise around a little bit more, so wherever I end up next, I'll hit you back when I get there. So after Wild Mouse, I kind of chilled for a bit, and I don't know if I really tell you guys a lot about my life, but I worked here at Cedar Point for 4 years, and I have a lot of friends that work here still. There's an amazing team here at Cedar Point. Like, it really doesn't matter what department they are. Like, everyone here is like family. Like, this is a very cool park, very awesome place to work, and you know, you spend a little bit of time here, you will make some lifetime friends. And I definitely have some lifetime friends that will, basically in our industry, that still work here at Cedar Point. So you guys all know who you are. I love you all very much. And every one of you that I got to see on this trip up here, it's really meant a lot to me, because you guys are all a big part of my life, you know, for the years that I spent here and how everything changed. So I love you all. Cedar Point family, always, for life. Don't forget, even if I'm not here anymore, you guys are all still CP family. So love you guys, and hope you guys have an awesome season. You know, you guys are a very powerful park, and it's because of all of you guys put into it. You know, it's pretty rad, and I'm stoked to have been a part of it for those years. But enough with me. It's time to go ride Millie, because I need some Millennium in my life, because I don't get to ride it all the time anymore. I mean, I used to ride it like at least a couple times a week when I worked here, but that was it. Good times. So off to Millie. Millennium Force. Let's head on in. So Millennium is always super good, always crazy good in its own way. So I did ride it the other day, and it wasn't as rattly as it was now. It was on the yellow train this time, and it had a really bad rattle in the back. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, it was definitely not as good as the other day when I rode it. It was a lot smoother then. I don't remember what color train I had, but it wasn't the yellow one. Today was the yellow. So I don't know, something kind of fun, but still a great ride, and still one of my favorites for sure. So I'm gonna cruise around a little bit more. Gonna go head back to the back of the park, and I need to get my Vengeance on, because I haven't ridden Vengeance yet. I guess I was saving one of the best for last. Then again, is it really one of the best? In my opinion, not really, but it's still fun. So let's go get RMC with it. Awesome, I've been searching everywhere for a restroom. So stoked to finally find one. Let's head on inside.
I'm sorry, I gotta finish this here section of the newspapers, and then I'll be ready to get out of here.
Well, excuse you. We'll see if he's ready to get out of there yet. Let's try one more time.
Now come back later on when I'm done.
Seriously, one of the best parts of the Frontier Trail. Now let's head on down. And it's all about Steel Vengeance. Steel Vengeance, what could I say? It's so good in its own way. It's not my favorite RMC though. It's got nothing on Airy Force. This was still intense, but it's, I don't know. It's a love-hate relationship. Like, it's not my favorite, but it's not the best, but it's not, I don't know, it's not anywhere close to anything else that's crazy, so take it or leave it, but it is what it is. And I do want to bring up something else. When you go to the park staff has ultimate authority, especially on the ride. Don't try to argue with them. They have a job to do. Just be cool and loving and respectful to them. You know, I just witnessed this guest being very, very rude to the Steel Vengeance crew. You know, not cool. So, shout out to the Steel Vengeance crew. You guys handled that perfectly, and you guys are awesome. So let's go head around the park and have some more of our fun today. So excited to go to Hugo's because that just sounds really good. So let's head on in and get something scrumptious, Italian style. So here's all the random things that they have here. Not quite sure which one of them I'm gonna get yet, but something will totally sound good in its own Hugo's type of way.
Oh, they have cookies.
And all kinds of goodness all the way down. All the crazy goodness that they have all the way down. Solid goodness as well. So I totally got that awesome looking stuffed pepperoni roll. It came with some marinara and it's all wrapped up and looks super good, smells super good. And it came with a side salad. So I totally went with the antipasta salad, and you can't go wrong with some Italian dressing for it. So let's dig on into this scrumptiousness. Oh yeah. So Hugo's is okay. Honestly, like, my favorite thing they had was the salad. The salad was just, I don't know, I love antipasta salad, especially with Italian dressing. It's always one of my favorites. I don't remember what they called it, but it was like a stromboli. But it was like literally all bread. There was like nothing in it, and it was like kind of hard to cut into it. It just wasn't very good, to be honest with you guys. But it was, the salad redeemed it, because the salad was awesome. But either way, you know, it's always a good time that way.
Did we win a prize?
Well, unfortunately, all Cedar Point days must come to an end. And I do have to say that it's been a pretty awesome time here. I mean, I did spend more than one day here. I just didn't film it all for you guys because I wanted a chill day just to have fun. But this has been a pretty awesome trip, and you know, it's been pretty rad to come back here. It's been 3 years. And this is actually only the second park of this trip, so stay tuned for all the crazy, radical, interesting places I will visit next. And next up is your favorite park. So I'll see you guys when I get there. Love you all. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and laters. So I would have been really mad at myself if I didn't end my night riding Magnum, because when I walked by it earlier, it was closed. So I had to come back to ride Magnum because This really is my favorite ride in this park by far. So I totally had to come back just to ride Magnum because it's so good. I seriously rode it like 5 times this trip, so good. Magnum is worth the trip here to Cedar Point in general. I mean, Cedar Point trip in general is totally worth it, but Magnum, row 17 is where it's at. It's so good, so good. Well, thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, peace.